Okay, this is going to be my first video on this particular channel. I actually have two other channels, one that's devoted to like blogging and stuff like that, which is my original channel, Queen Cleopatra 0606, and I recently went natural, meaning my hair, and I have a channel dedicated to the maintenance of my hair, which is just too beautiful. And this newest channel, NAVYgirlsROCK, will be dedicated to my decision to join the United States Navy and kind of chronicling that journey. So I figured the first video, which I meant to do actually a couple weeks ago, bit of procrastinating, and things are hectic right now anyway, but yeah, I figured the first video should be about my decision to join the Navy, how I arrived at that decision. And actually, I guess a big reason why I decided to join the Navy was because I have several, I wouldn't say friends, but several acquaintances of mine that have joined various branches of the armed forces. Quite a few who joined the Navy and a couple who joined the Marines. And I'm just really, I don't know, I was kind of against war and against a lot of the decisions I guess being influenced a lot by the media and what I perceived the military to be kind of served as a deterrent for me in joining any branch of the military. But getting older, having friends who, after we graduated high school, and I've been out of high school for quite a few years now, well, a couple years now, since '06, and, it only takes a year, really, for your life to really change, and, running into a lot of friends on Facebook, running into a lot of friends at work in various stores, and realizing, hey, these people are getting fat, hey, these people are having several kids, hey, these people are, not necessarily getting married, and starting families, or getting married and getting divorced, or getting married and realizing, hey, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Really seeing how life takes a toll on people. Kids I saw just a few years ago, and now they look so much older, and it looks like, they're having a hard life. Unemployment is hitting my city really hard, and realizing, hey, a lot of my friends, because I got a little sidetracked as far as the college thing goes, and realizing, hey, even, which a lot of my friends dropped out, but even those friends that stayed, like, hey, they have degrees now, but what are they doing, to make it worth it? Are they getting jobs in their fields? What are they doing that's different from what I'm doing or from what anyone else is doing? And it didn't seem like there were a whole lot of prospects on the one hand, and on the other hand, like, one guy I know in particular, he was just, like, so excited. He's been in the Navy like 4 years now, and he's so driven and so proud and so motivated and really, pushing forth in his Navy career and advancing, and really, there's such a sense of pride in him that there never was before. And I realized, that he's a totally different man, and I know that that's because of the Navy. And it really piqued my interest. It really caused me to do a lot more research, because I'd always been fed that thing that military, they don't really make as much money as people say they make, and it's not worth it, and da-da-da-da, and this and that, and compared to somebody that, makes 6 figures a year, then sure, it's not a lot of money. But if you were to compare it to the working Joe who's making a couple $100 less than that a month, and they still have mortgage, and they still have rent, and they still have this, and they still have that to pay, and home repairs, comparing that to me, single, with no children, making X amount of dollars per month, and, they're going to pay for my room and board, they're going to give me a food allowance and a uniform allowance. It's like, my only out-of-pocket expenses would not be necessities to live on. My out-of-pocket expenses would be bills that I make, like a car note, or a car insurance, or a cell phone bill, or, hair, or whatever else I want to spend my money on, which for me primarily would be savings and debt relief. But yeah, it is, to me, a substantial amount of money coming from what I'm doing now to that. And aside from that, paying for your education and giving you valuable skills, and just belonging to something bigger than you seemed totally worth it to me. And the more research I did, the more excited I was about the decision. And then once I actually signed my contract and became a part of the delayed entry program, I mean, just a sense of camaraderie. I mean, I just feel like I'm a part of something special, something that less than 1% of the population is a part of. And that everything that we do, even when it's unpopular, is for the greater good. Sometimes you make a decision, and perhaps it's not the smartest decision, perhaps it's not the most popular decision, but when you made that decision, you thought that it was best for the most amount of people, for the people that you care about, for people that you associate yourself with. You made that speedy decision. You made what you felt like was the best decision. And sometimes, it's going to come with a little backlash. Sometimes you're going to realize, hey, maybe that wasn't the best decision. We all do that with our lives, and to me, the military is no different. We make decisions that may or may not be the best, but we feel like they're the best at the time, and sometimes that comes with ramifications, and sometimes that comes with glory. It just depends, on what decision was made and at what time and, with whom. But I don't feel like there should be a bad rap, because sometimes those decisions don't work out the way that the general public feels they should have worked out. And that's something that I really had to learn, really had to understand that, hey, when I read tabloids, I know that this is not necessarily what's going on in that particular celebrity's life. And just that same way, the news is just a media outlet, and watching the news is not really the greatest depiction of what military life is like, and is not the greatest depiction of what our role, specifically the Navy, in a war and in day-to-day life. And I'm just really excited that I made this decision, primarily to help me save money. And I was paying for school myself, really hard paying out of pocket. Books are no joke. I mean, they're very expensive, so knowing that they're really going to alleviate that problem for me, really fill the gap, and really help me get debt-free, was a big reason that I decided to join the Navy. And then the other perks, like the exchange and, military discounts and just, the pride that's involved, were really secondary, but, they certainly put a little icing on the cake. I'm actually leaving for boot camp next week, and I'm really nervous, and I'm really excited, and I plan to do a couple more videos, hopefully before I leave, but if not, definitely when I come back, as far as, the ASAP and going back and forth to the meds and, the hotel and dealing with the recruiters and, the DEP program. I'll definitely do a lot of videos that I hope are informative. And also after that, just chronicle my journey, where I get stationed and, me never really being away from home, never really being out on my own like that. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a little scary, and I'm really excited to share that journey with you guys. And if you have any specific questions or things that you'd like me to make a video about, I'm definitely going to try to, when I come back, as I go through A school and let you know about my experience in boot camp, so that a lot of girls know, hey, who are natural, well, this is what really, how it is being natural. And if they're going to, what are they going to do about the haircut, and, what's going to happen as far as uniform regulation, and what about a TWA, and what about that space in between where your hair is growing out, and, it's not short and cropped, but I can't get it in a bun yet, what styles can you do, kind of hopefully be able to incorporate those things also. But if you have any specific questions, definitely let me know, and I'll definitely get on making a video about it. Boot camp's going to be 8 weeks. But when I get out and go to A school, which will be in Pensacola, Florida, I'll definitely be able to make videos. And I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys get excited too. So, any questions, hit me up on the inbox or hit me up in the comments below. One love.